Okay, so let's talk about augmented reality. So this section is really special because this is where you are able to take images or logos and videos and essentially associate the images to the videos so that an app user, when they come across that image, they're able to scan it in the app and then play back your video message as they scan your image. The image can be a logo, it can be a section of a publication, a portion of a menu, part of a listing sheet. It can be any number of things, and there are some guidelines or best practices for the images that we'll talk about here. But basically, this is where we like to say people are able to really bring their print to life. Okay, they bring their print to life. It's a still image that they're able to associate with a video through augmented reality. And what we're trying to accomplish here is to really create a unique experience for your app users. Okay, so just a couple of examples. A restaurant owner might have some featured menu items in their menu. A lot of folks put photographs of those menu items in or have some sort of imagery related to it. If they pair a video of the chef talking about what ingredients have gone into making the dish, some of the special processes that go into making the dish, where the ingredients come from, what wines would go best with that particular dish, the cleanliness of the kitchen, those sorts of things. So you can have the actual chef or the restaurant owner speaking about the specifics behind each individual dish, providing additional imagery and additional content for a visitor. When they come through, they scan that menu item and they can tell exactly what it is. So that would be a great use of it. Another one would be maybe a realtor who's got some listings. Maybe they do virtual tours, and they set up a virtual tour, they upload it into the system, they create their listing sheet that goes in the sign out in front of the house. Then they pair an image off of that listing sheet up with the video in the system, and then somebody comes up, they drive up or walk up to the house, they pull the sheet out of the box on the sign, and then they're able to scan that listing sheet and watch the virtual tour right there on the app. Another great use potentially for it. Publishers also would be able to use it. If they've got advertisers in their publication, they might be able to charge a premium service fee for advertisers that want to bring their imagery to life with promo video, right? And then any business that has a logo and has some sort of a promo video that they want to tie to it, they can have that available in their locations, and people can scan it and see what their message is. So it applies to anyone. So getting to back into the platform here, we've got two sections in the AR section, or augmented reality section. One is the create a target, and the other is the manager. So the first thing you're going to do is create your AR target, and the process starts by you naming your campaign. And you want to name it something that's easy to remember, something that's related to maybe the video or the campaign, so that when you go back to it, in a month or a week or whatever, and let's say you've got several of these up, you know what it's for, right? It's not something that shows up to the public. This is for your eyes only, essentially, but it'll help you to remember. It's an arbitrary name that you want to call it. So I'm just going to call this generically engage AR campaign. So the next step is you're going to upload your video. So go out, if you've got a video already made, maybe it's up on YouTube, maybe you've uploaded it somewhere already, hopefully you have the source file somewhere, and you'll want to take that. If you don't have a video but you have an iPad or a cell phone that has a camera on it, you could potentially shoot your video just like that. Or alternatively, of course, you could pay somebody to create a video for you if you don't have the skill set on your own. Ultimately, for this section, you need a video. Acceptable formats are AVI M4V, MP4, MOV, MPG, F4V. So these are kind of the main mobile videos, and it's also the video file types that our transcoder will take and process and convert into the format that's best viewed or consumed by mobile devices. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this process. I'll upload a video after browsing for it and finding it on my computer, and come back. Okay, so I've selected a video and I've hit the upload button, and it's going to take a little bit for the video to get uploaded and get processed in our transcode system. So this may take a little bit of time, just so you know. You should be able to see the little connecting information up at the top tab of your browser window. You'll see that moving and spinning, and just give this a few minutes for it to process. Okay, so you see that I've got a message here. It's changed underneath the browse button to success, and it says that the URL will be loaded after 1 minute. Please wait. So we're waiting for it to happen. Sometimes you'll see that it fails, so please try again. Basically what we're waiting for is our video transcoding, our video server basically is still processing this file, and we're waiting for it to process back or return back the video URL that will be loaded into our system. Okay, so you can hit this reload button every once in a while and just continue to wait until it completes its process. Do not hit the upload button multiple times, because you'll just start the process all over again, and you'll get very frustrated. So be patient with it. It'll eventually load here, and I'll try it every minute or so until it's done. Okay, so I went away and did a few push-ups and came back a few minutes later, and the URL had been generated, so I'm going to move on to the next step. And the next step is, let's add a target. And this process is quite a bit easier than the video process, simply because you're not dealing with such a large file typically. So here's some guidelines on good images versus poor images when it comes to being able to scan those images through augmented reality. So some images are going to be easier, or they're going to scan better than others. So rich with detail is good. Contrast is good. Having contrast is good. Repetitive patterns are more difficult for the system to identify and scan the video. Soft edges don't work as well. You'll want to go with an 8-bit or a 24-bit JPG or PNG, JPEG or PNG. Color or grayscale is fine, and you want to try to avoid files that are larger than 2 megabytes. So keep these guidelines in mind. Go ahead and name your target. So I'm going to go ahead and upload a demo target for maybe a real estate virtual tour listing page. It looks like this. So this is the size of the image, and then if you're a realtor, this might be the picture of the house, of the front of the house that goes on your listing, and then you can put your logo or something in there, and that way you've got a lot of unique detail. There's a lot of contrast here in this. There's a lot of variation, yet there is some repeating patterns, but the repeating patterns, there's enough variation in between the repeating patterns that I think this would make a good scannable image for augmented reality. So we're going to use this logo, and I've already got it loaded in here, so I'll just upload it, and you can see that it says it's uploading, and now it's in here. So we're waiting for AR to give us a rating back. It'll rate it between 1 and 5. And the higher the rating, the more scannable the image is. Okay, so this is supposed to return that when it's ready. Again, it takes a little time for the system to process the image, so you may not see the rating here right away, simply because it takes a few minutes to process that image into the system. I'll go ahead and hit next, and then we've got the different preview file types or image sizes that that you can upload into the system. So the preview image that is that is that target image. If you desire to put in these different sizes so that it looks really nice on all these different devices, that's fine. Again, you can choose to use one image if you like. It just may not look as great if it's really distorted looking in the custom preview for an Android 600 by 270 versus iOS 535 by 241. So I'm going to go ahead and put and load these images up really quickly. And there you have it. I just used the same image to load into all these different previews. And now I'm going to hit continue. And you can see that the business AR was successfully created. So my augmented reality is ready to go. And you can see that I can set this as a featured video or featured campaign. Let's say I had multiple videos loaded in here. I could select one of them to be my featured video, and the featured video shows up also on your business detail page. So that's how you select the business detail page video that shows there. So that's augmented reality.